Good afternoon, guys. Happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. Today was another tough football game day loss for the Bears and most of the teams that I wanted. Last week, I think, maybe not, maybe it wasn't last week. 2 weeks ago or something like that, like all the teams that I wanted to win won. And this week, like none of the teams that I wanted to win won. Like the teams that both we like actually had on TV that I was watching during the day, and then also to just the teams that like I had wanted to win it didn't. So I woke up kind of late today, actually pretty late. We ended up going out grocery shopping like after like the start of the early morning games, like the noon games, and then we ended up going to the what's it called, to the grocery store. We went to Aldi, and then we also ended up going to Menards. And then came home, and guys, I'll show you guys. I have got candy hidden around and throughout my room right now because I'm trying to hide it from just leaving it like in the general location of the house. I know that it will all be gone and somebody will have eaten it all before Halloween. Right now there are 2 bags that are up here. There's one bag over here. There's another bag hidden over here. I've also got another bag that's hidden in the drawer in here. And the reason I hid this one actually is because my mom is probably going to try and steal like the M&Ms out of this. It's got M&Ms, Twix, Snickers, and Milky Way. And then of course to like get some different stuff, we also got Laffy Taffy, which is like chocolate Laffy Taffy. I don't know, it sounds weird. Baby Ruth Crunch and Butterfingers. And then this one is Sweet Tarts, like regular Laffy Taffy, I think Bottle Caps, Nerds, like the sugary ones, and then this and kind of the other one are more like chocolate. Used to always like the sugary ones, but I feel like those ones, like the Nerds, and like I love Nerds and Bottle Caps and like Sweet Tarts and stuff like that, but I feel like they hurt my teeth now. Like I can't eat them anymore, and I can have chocolates, but like I said, like Nerds were my jam when I was little, guys. I could eat like an entire like movie theater box of Nerds. Like I love Nerds. But now I'm like, I can only have like a handful of them before I'm like the little like, you know, Halloween sized ones are probably fine. That's about all I can have in one day, because I'm like, yeah, this is just like my mouth, like it dries up my mouth too, and my teeth like hurt afterwards, and I'm like, okay, as soon as I eat this I need to go brush my teeth. But like, I don't know, with chocolate it doesn't like have that like that just like sweet, like, you know, like crazy like sweet, almost like a sour kind of, like that's how like Sweet Tarts sort of, I feel like that's kind of in the same like realm of them tasting like that. So we actually bought 1 bag last week, and then we bought another bag at Aldi this week, and we ended up going to Menards and actually saw that they had one of the bags was actually on sale, so we were like, let's get that, so we're saving money. I think in total so far I spent like $30 on Halloween candy, which maybe will probably, I think it's 1 more week till Halloween. Actually I don't know what the date is today, but yeah, so we'll probably end up getting like 1 more bag of like I said, like Halloween candy before like next weekend. So we'll probably have, I think each bag that we bought was 100 pieces each, so I think we'll have like 400 pieces, which I think should be okay. I told you guys too in the past, like sometimes it is totally random. We might wind up having like 500 kids. We might wind up having like 30 kids. Like it is totally like random. And I honestly don't know if there's some kids that like, you know, they do the whole like busload of kids in a van and they drop them off like in our neighborhood sometimes, because I think that's when we tend to get the 500 kids. And then like the other times are just when like, you know, it's too cold out, or it's, you know, like whatever, like you know, that you know, like the like, I know sometimes too if it's like raining, or if it's, you know, just like deathly cold outside, we might not get that many, but it's kind of a toss-up as to how many we'll get. Like I said, I have to figure out, like maybe this year if we are making like the goodie bags again like we did last year. I think I've showed you guys those that we end up doing, and a lot of times we like I should count to see like how many did we have and how many did we give out. Probably how we'd be able to tell like how many we could have. Like I remember it seemed like we used to get a lot, but honestly I also feel like too our neighborhood is like, you know, back when I was little, I felt like, you know, maybe not even so little, but like maybe when I was in between like middle school to like high school aged, we'd get a lot of kids, and that was when I really wasn't trick-or-treating anymore, so I guess I was home more to notice. But then I feel like over the last like 5 or so years, we really haven't gotten hardly any kids, only because you know, like I said, I've been home for, you know, I haven't been trick-or-treating in probably about a decade. So I don't really like, I'd probably say like the last 5 years we haven't gotten a lot, but the 5 years before that we used to. And maybe like because the neighborhood was different, like we used to have kids that were more trick-or-treating aged kids, and now it seems like we have a lot more like older, you know, like that are like my Matthew's age sort of, and stuff like that, so they don't really like go trick-or-treating anymore, hardly. And that's like, you know, like I said, our neighborhood demographic has kind of changed, where, you know, it's not really like young kids and stuff like that. If it is, it's maybe teenagers, but like even then I don't really think it's like nobody on our block, I don't think anybody on our block has kids at all. Whereas like even when I was little though, we really didn't have, there wasn't a lot of people that had kids, but there was a lot of people that had like grandkids. Like the people that live across the street, actually all 3 of the houses I think that are right across the street from us, they all have grandkids. And like now though, I think there is one family that does have kids that just moved in like within the last like maybe 2 years or something like that, or a year. And there's another family that lives like that way that just moved into, I think, I know that they trick-or-treated our house last year because they introduced themselves. But yeah, I don't really know that there's a whole lot of, like I said, other kids that are really like trick-or-treating age sort of, that are, you know, like I said, most of them are like adults or maybe have grandkids, but sometimes they don't stick around or trick-or-treat that long in our area either. So it's a lot of times like that come from further away. And the problem is too, guys, is that I think I've told you guys this, is that our house does not have a like walkway, like we don't have a path or sidewalk that goes straight from our house, like our front door to the front sidewalk. It goes off to the driveway, and then the driveway goes down, so people have to walk up our driveway to come to our house instead of just walking like up the sidewalk. Whereas literally every other house on our block, probably, they have like a walkway straight to their house, and not like, you know, like I said, like where you have to walk around up the driveway and then come back to the house. So I feel like that maybe deters people a little bit. We're also technically the second house on the block, but we're the first one that faces our street. So it's kind of the same thing too. Like I wonder if people are like, okay, just skip that one house on the corner and then go to the next one, even though we're technically not on the corner. But there are a few houses around here too though that they have like gates, like gates in the front of their house, or their property. I can at least say that there's 3 right in our like, you know, small radius right here, that I feel like also might deter people from like going up and trick-or-treating and stuff like that. But I feel like that's one of the big things, because I used to like, I'd be like, oh, I think we're getting a trick-or-treater. Like I'd look out the window and I'd be like, oh, they passed right up our house, you know, like I think they just pass up, because the same thing too, like our driveway and our neighbor's driveway is like, there's just the flower bed that separates like our driveways. So I feel like people are just like, oh, just skip that and just go to theirs, because they have a sidewalk that goes right up to their house. So I think they just like, you know, don't want to have to walk up our driveway, come back around to the house, and then go back down the driveway and go back around, you know. So I feel like if like, you know, we were the type of people that like sat outside to give out candy, or we were out on our front porch or whatever, like handing out, you know, trick-or-treating candy and stuff like that, I feel like maybe we'd get more kids. But I noticed it a lot, like sometimes they'll pass up our house, but other times too, like I said, we could sometimes get, you know, 100+ kids. So I don't know if our candy is going to be overkill this year, but I was like, honestly, I have like a taste for just about all the candy we bought. Like I was like, I'll definitely have some M&Ms, I will definitely have some Crunch Bars, I'll definitely have some Butterfingers, you know, like I said, I'll probably have like a little pack of Nerds and stuff like that. But we normally don't buy we don't buy chocolate a whole lot, so that's why I was like, you know what, we can go with like some chocolate. You know, and I guess it's not that big of a deal. And I feel like because we're spacing out buying our candy, we're not like, okay, we just have to go and buy like, you know, a huge great big thing of candy all in, you know, one weekend before Halloween. We've been buying it over the last few weeks. I feel like it's better like dropping like $30-40 on candy and then being like, oh my gosh, that was a lot of grocery money. Instead it's just like, oh, $10 this week, $10 next week. It's not like that huge great big of a deal. And especially too because like lately we've only been shopping at Aldi and Menards. We haven't been going to any of the other like, you know, Valley Produce and Caputo's and stuff like that. We haven't been spending actually as much money, but we also have not been buying as much food and as much like healthy food. We've been buying a lot of garbage food. So that's why I think I told you guys probably maybe after this week, when football's actually over. Probably not this weekend because we'll still have football this weekend, but probably next week. Maybe I will get back into some like couponing, shopping around and stuff like that. Maybe sharing some things, maybe just over Instagram, maybe, you know, in other places too. I'm not totally sure, but I will try and assess later in the week or later next week probably. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog, though. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.